strikes today, and Spitz lines this one right center field. It's a blooper, and it will drop. Leadoff base hit for Ben Spitznagel. Leads the nation in hits, now 76 hits on the season.
He plays hard, he's tough, he's a resilient kid, he knows his role.
Don't let him quit. He can be something special someday.
I've seen, all the hard work he's put in. Whenever, I'm struggling or something like that, I can kind of think back to Ben, think of what Spitz might do.
Ben Spitznagel's path to Greensboro began when America's pastime was engraved in him by his father, Rick, in Cincinnati, Ohio.
My dad, he coached me all the way up until I was about 12 years old, and then I went on to play select baseball. But yeah, my dad and my grandpa have probably had the biggest influence on me.
He's never been too far away from baseball because it's always been his passion. So he's played baseball, even as a younger kid in the fall and the spring and the summers.
He was rough on me like every dad is with their kid, and he'd be a lot rougher on me than he was with anybody else on the team. So I think that really put some toughness into me and made me who I am today, and made me the player that I am today.
It was clear the focus for Ben, the red lace ball. The pursuit towards Division I began.
Honestly, we're pretty new to the whole thing because nobody in my family's ever played a college sport, so we didn't really know what to do or who to talk to. We just decided to go out on a baseball field one day in the summer, and we had somebody videotape me just fielding some ground balls and taking some swings, and we made it into a little YouTube video. The email on the video was outdated when I got recruited by the school, and so he found me on Twitter by my name and direct messaged me and was telling me about the school and everything, and then we exchanged phone numbers and then we would talk all the time on the phone. And so that's how I ended up 15 hours away in South Dakota for my freshman year of college baseball. Well, I had a successful season my freshman year, and I had a talk with my dad that summer after the season was over. Well, one, I kind of wanted to be closer to home so my family could watch me play a little bit more. Junior college was the only option that I could go to without having to sit out a year, and I didn't really want to sit out a year and redshirt a year. So I sent out a bunch of emails to schools and everything. Then my summer coach for that summer called the Wabash coach and let him know about me and talked to me, and then me and my dad took a trip to Wabash, talked to the coach. I worked out for him there, and then he told me that I could come to school there and play on the baseball team.
Once arriving to Wabash, before Spitznagel even played a spring game, a certain school in Greensboro came into the forefront.
We went to showcase tournaments, and one of them was in Indiana. Coaches happened to be there at one of the games that I played in, and I guess I had a couple hits in that game and played some good defense, and then they called me the next week after that showcase. I was just extremely excited. I was, to finally get like a Division I school looking at me and offer me a scholarship. It was just big time. I couldn't wait to call my dad and let him know.
I was very proud. I've always been proud of Ben. That whole progression that we talked about, that was actually that was a good progression for Ben. To actually start out NAIA, to make that decision at that point after he had a really good freshman year, I want to play D1 baseball. Still didn't have offers after that summer, and made a decision to go play JUCO ball. We're rolling the dice every time we're doing this.
Joining his third team in as many years, Spitznagel knew coming to the Gate City would be an adjustment. But he wasn't the lone, fresh face in the clubhouse off Walker Avenue.
I met Ben Spitznagel at a athletic orientation for the new athletes at UNCG. It was probably the third or fourth day that I was here. I remember we went around the room, introduced ourselves. He said that he went to a junior college. I, being a junior college guy, kind of heard that, wanted to get to know him just because we would have more in common. He was very dedicated. Once he told me a story about going from NAIA to JUCO and then now here at Division I. He's really helped me. He was just a good friend to me, and he's actually been in, he's a junior college transfer too, but he played Division I baseball before he got here. And so he kind of knew the roundabouts and everything, and he just really made me feel more comfortable with myself and where I was at.
Stress fracture in his back since high school, starting in NAIA to leading the NCAA in hits. Spitznagel's path is one head coach Link Jarrett isn't complaining about.
You know, it's pretty rare, and I think sometimes kids may go to a four-year school, and for whatever reason, if they don't feel like that's a place that they want to spend 4 years, and that's sometimes when you see players go from a four-year to a junior college, and then it opens up some doors. There are good players all over, and he was in a good program, NAIA school, and you know, we were lucky that he chose to go to Wabash, and we were able to get him, and now you know he's a junior for us, and I can't say enough about the way he plays.
Today, would you have changed any way you were brought up to the UNCG?
No, sir. There's no way I would have changed anything that I've gone through because, like I said, it's made me who I am. And that's the thing. Everything that you go through throughout your life, it creates who you are in the future. And I have no regrets for anything that I've done. And I'm just so thankful for everything that I've been able to accomplish this far.
The second baseman, number 3, Ben Spitznagel.